It was a very typical morning that January of 2019. I woke up to make coffee and to go up onto the roof deck where I could watch the sunrise, and also it's a good place to be able to listen to what's going on the front porch where patients wait. On that particular morning, I could hear a woman moaning, and it was getting louder. It was pretty rhythmic, and so I came down from the rooftop and went around to the side door, and there lying on a makeshift stretcher was a woman. Her name was Lorianne. She was very pregnant.
She was in pain. She was on a kind of a stretcher that a few strong men had taken her from her home down to the clinic.
When I knelt down next to her, trying to assess the situation, I had my hand on her belly. I could feel strong contractions. I was concerned. I didn't feel any fetal movement.
And we needed to get her somewhere where she can, get the care, because the clinic is not equipped to do that.
She was going in and out of consciousness. Her blood pressure was very high and dangerously high, so we knew that we needed to transport her quickly. We carried her into the truck. We had to put a mattress on the floor of the truck, and at that point, Dr. McGuire and Dr. Veal and Francois all got into the back of the truck. I got into the front of the truck with our driver to help him navigate.
She was uncomfortable, she was moaning, and she wanted to push. So basically we had to, we were coaching her to see whether she wouldn't, and to retain the fetus, the baby, as long as she could until we get to a hospital, so she doesn't deliver it in the truck. Also IV fluid, we were giving her IV fluid, holding it in our hands, and trying to keep her stable, until we get to a hospital.
As we got almost down towards the bottom of the mountain, I remember there was a loud bang on the back of the truck. It was Francois telling us to stop, so we stopped and got out. By this point, we were in a very busy outside marketplace. It was clear that Lorianne was going to deliver her baby.
She pushed the baby out. She did deliver. The baby was dead. The baby was not alive when she passed, when she delivered.
I remember looking over her into her eyes and just seeing both relief that the pain was over, but also sadness that, she knew that the baby wasn't alive.
We assessed the situation. She was awake and talking, and her sister was also in the back of the truck comforting her. And we decided, because she was awake and the baby was out, we could go back to the clinic and finish her care and do that. We turned around to go back to the clinic to get everything settled. She started to lose consciousness. She was bleeding.
The whole time, Lorianne was hemorrhaging, and there was really nothing that any of us could do to stop that.
So we're doing CPR, we're losing her. So then again, we made the decision to turn around to look for another hospital because of that. We're going down the hill, and it's like in rush hour traffic. So the traffic is intense, and we're doing CPR, we're giving IV fluid. So we did get to a clinic in Carrefour somewhere. It's a clinic that really, pregnant women deliver there. They have a maternity ward.
When we got there were just mobs of people. I remember fighting my way into the hospital, calling for help, asking for a doctor, a nurse, anybody. I just remember people saying, there's no doctors, there's no nurses, there's nobody here.
So we bought the mattress, carried the mattress upstairs to a second floor. That's where the maternity ward is. And then when we put her down, we put her down in the hallway on the mattress, and we started our own care.
It was really difficult carrying her up to the second floor, continuing to try to do CPR. When we got to the second floor, we were instructed to put her on the floor. So we all just took turns doing CPR.
We had IV fluid, we were giving CPR, we were doing everything, trying to keep her alive.
We're being very concerned because her baby was still attached to her, and it was wrapped up in some of the sheets that we had used to carry her out to the truck.
And I was back and forth with the administrator trying to find blood to see whether he had backup blood for somebody who has a maternity ward. And women can bleed anytime. You should always have blood as backup. So there was none of that. There was no blood.
I think it was probably about 2 hours had gone by, and it seemed that this was a futile situation, that we weren't going to get the help that we needed.
So at some point we had to call it.
So we stopped, and it was over. Within seconds, she died, and we were all just kneeling around her.
She died in front of us, in front of all of us.
She never should have died. No woman should die in childbirth that way.
We had the staff, we just didn't have the access to keep this woman alive. Just like a unit of blood, maybe would have kept her 1 or 2 units of blood, would have kept her alive. She literally bled to death.
I thought about the last 10 years working in Haiti and sort of being witness to a lot of tragedies, seeing sort of the outcome of such inequity, both inequity in healthcare and just human inequity. So it really was an unnecessary and useless death.